This is probably going to be the most valuable video on pump foiling that you will ever see in your life. And I'm not even joking. Because listen, sometimes my brain is working. Not always. And more often than not, it's just there to waste money on a haircut every other week. But I thought, what's the most valuable thing that I can do to help people out online with pump foiling? And since problems are fractal, yes, I like to use this word, I sound smart when I use it, but since problems are fractal, if I had a specific problem and if people are facing that problem, it means that many, probably everybody is facing that same problem at that point in the journey. So if I would simply just revise, fix, and comment the mistakes that I made early in my journey and during my journey, this video is probably going to be super helpful for a lot of people, right? Because problems are fractal. So watch this video because I'm going to review all the mistakes that I made throughout my entire pump foil journey. So let's just go ahead without further ado and let's start from my from my Instagram account actually. By the way, if you're not following me, you should because as you can see, I'm posting a ton of content and sometimes it's even helpful. Mind you. Let's start for this one because this is a photo. Okay, this is like the first time I came back to the dog, so I'm almost crying while watching this video. But yeah, it's terrible, as you can see. Let me play it again. Because I am pumping with my arms, not with my legs and not with my body. I'm super low on the mast. My legs were probably burning like crazy. I was out of breath. And yeah, as you can see, I'm pressing on the board, so perhaps I'm gaining speed, but I cannot really gain height on the mast because my legs are full of blood and I'm not really allowing the board to rise underneath my feet. So I cannot gain height on the mast. I can go on, it's super inefficient, but I'm not relaxed enough to let the board rise underneath my feet. This is one of the most common mistakes that beginner pump foilers are making. So we could actually start right now a list. So the first thing that we found is that we have to be sloppy / relaxed. Fantastic, my super good writing. Anyway, let's go ahead and review this second video. Sharp dog start, of course, after thousands of trials. Again, I'm pumping with my arms and not with my legs actually. I was able somehow to come back to the dog, but as you can see, this is a problem, right? Like, not only I'm not relaxed and I'm sloppy, but as you can see, I'm never ever, since not even at the beginning, extending my legs. And if you don't extend your legs when you're pumping, even for just a split second, you're just pumping blood there, and you are never allowing this blood to come out. So you will burn a lot of oxygen, and your legs will start burning. You will not be able to continue. So another thing that we could write on our list is to extend fully our legs when you are pumping. This is super important. Then what else? I think that nothing more. This is like the rock start, but yeah. Let's go ahead and review another video. This is like my old hard drive, so we have all my super old videos. We even have like probably the first recorded launch that I did. I think that this was probably my second session. So let me just put this in the screen so that you can see it. The quality is shit, I apologize, but this is all wrong. The board is not right because it's like a 0-liter board. It's kind of flexible. It's a kite board. What else? The foil is completely wrong because it was a nice, like a surf foil, 1240, I think, square centimeter. So it was absolutely not ideal to dog start. It was also kind of thin. So absolutely all wrong. Don't start like this. Don't start with such a small foil, and don't use the technique that I was using to dog start. Again, I didn't watch many videos. There weren't actually many videos at that point online on foiling, but as you can see, I was running on the dog. I don't know how. I was throwing the board. Let me see if you can. I was throwing the board. Hopefully the board was going straight, but Yeah, as you can see, the board, of course, if the board has speed, it has lift, right? If the foil has speed, it has lift. And if nothing is on top, the foil is gonna go up. And as you can see, before I jump on the board, the foil went up. Luckily, I don't know how, I was kind of light when I landed on the board, so I didn't stall it right away, and I was able to continue a little bit, just a tiny little bit, but of course I didn't know what to do, because that's the thing. If you just jump on the board and try to pump right away, it's not gonna work, because you don't know what to do. You don't know how to glide, you don't know how to generate the height, you don't know how to generate speed. How can you think that you're gonna be able to pump? You will not. That's why you have to learn step by step. So instead of this, what you should do, if you're just getting started, you should run. When you're running, and by the way, 2 steps are more than enough if your foil is big enough, and if you're starting, yes, your foil should be big. Instead of letting the board glide on its own, just keep your hands on the board. Maybe I will show you later on a video where I dog start properly so that you can really understand it, but the key here is to detach your hands only after you land on the board. So that's you always have control of the board, and you can also start to feel the lift, because if you're running with your hands on top of the pads, you will feel a bit of lift, and that's super healthy, because if you feel the lift, when you will jump on the boards, it's gonna be way easier to keep the lift and to glide, because you can better control the lift of the board. Anyway, that's that, and yeah, of course I didn't know what to do, because again, the steps are: you learn dog starting, you learn how to glide with your hands on the pad. I explained this hundreds of times, but it's so important that you learn step by steps. There are guys in my community, by the way, if you want to join my community, it's like a free WhatsApp group. You can just download the pumpfoil guide, which is free again, and is the first link in the description. And as soon as you download it, you have access to a ton of things. And there is also a link to join this WhatsApp group. We are chatting, we are always giving tips to each other. That's fantastic. And we also created just a few weeks ago a group specifically for wind sports, because a lot of you, I know that maybe are coming from wing foiling or want to get into wing foiling just like me. So yeah, I'm getting into wing foiling. So subscribe, because a lot of content will be put out in the next weeks and months. But yeah, the thing is that just enter the group, so we can help you out as much as we can. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, the drill. First you learn how to dog start and to glide with your hands on the pad, and then you learn how to glide while standing up, so that you kind of start feeling the balance. And then you learn how to generate height, so you just glide and then hop. And you feel, you try to be sloppy with your legs so that you allow the board to rise underneath your feet. And then after that, you can try to glide after the hop, just again to practice the glide. And then only after that, you can try to actually press in between hops to actually generate speed and not only height on the mast. That's pretty much the step-by-step process that you need to follow to learn pumpfoiling fast. Again, I explained this in a super concise way. If you want to see the full explanation more in depth and more in detail with videos and photos, you can just again download the free pumpfoil guide, which is in the description, and you will get access to this document, nicely organized, and there you will find the actual guide. Anyway, let's take another video, because not much to see in this one. This is also one of my first videos. So as you can see, not the same setup, because I was smart enough but stupid enough to change the front wing with an 1800, so it was slightly bigger, but again, it was too thin, too fast of a foil to start with. And I think that, yeah, I still had the wrong technique. As you can see, the board was way too close to the water when I landed on it. And when you land this way, when you're not going together with the board, when you don't have your hands on the pads and you simply jump on the board, you will lose a ton of height on the mast, because you cannot again control the lift. So it's super important again to keep your hands on the board. By the way, I forgot to note things down. So I would say that it's super important to follow the steps. So to learn step by step, and what else? Yeah, to use the proper technique. Again, this video is not to explain the dog start technique or exactly the pumping technique, because there are loads of video on my channel explaining that, so you can just go ahead and after this video you can watch the other videos. For example, if you want to learn the dog start, rock start, beach start, there are videos for everything basically, and there will be more videos for even more. But yeah, here the thing is that, as you can see, as I landed on the board was completely dead, because this foil needs lift, speed to have lift, and of course I didn't have, so I had to try to generate speed on the board, but again my pumping was super inefficient, so nothing to do, and yeah, of course I stalled, and no guile anymore, bye bye. Let's try to find something more interesting, because nothing is happening actually. So I think that, yeah, no, this should be slightly better. This one is one of my worst sessions, because I bought this dry suit, because I said, oh, I completely hate cold. I don't want to touch cold water, so I'm gonna buy a dry suit instead of a wetsuit. You know, this was a 2022 winter, yeah, in between 2022 and 2023, and I wasn't aware of the fact that this new wetsuit actually existed, because these new wetsuits are fucking incredible. With a 4 millimeter, really you can go in 0 degree water and you can feel it. It's fantastic. Back then I didn't know it, I didn't know shit about this, so I bought this dry suit and it was terrible, because of course, yes, maybe you can stay dry if you stay steady on, in the water, but if you fall from a board, even from 1 meter above the water, above the surface, water will flow in, and this is a terrible feeling, because you have clothes underneath, and then your clothes get wet. This is terrible. Anyway, again, I think that this is pretty much all the same, because if we have a look, I was still throwing the board. Okay, I was kind of keeping my backhand on the board, which is already something. But again, I was just jumping on the board, and then of course I didn't know how to glide. So how can I expect to pump? And that's the same. Don't expect to be able to pump if you don't know how to glide first and to generate height. That's like fundamental. Again, go step by step. Yeah, as you can see, I was just trying to jump, press on the board. Somehow I was lifting my back heel, kind of smart, no? But yeah, you got the point. That's not how you do it. I didn't have enough speed. That's not how you generate speed. Nothing to see. And let's try to watch another video, maybe from a more recent session. This is May 2023. Good launch leg. Let's see what good means. What good meant to me back then. Again, I can see that I'm just jumping on the board without keeping my hands on the pad. Somehow I'm able to stay up, somehow, I don't know how. Yeah, here I was trying to press even harder, because I thought, okay, if I cannot generate speed, if I don't have enough speed, if I stall, I need to generate more speed. So if I have to generate more speed, I have to press more. I have to increase the cadence. And that's not how you do it, actually, especially with a small foil. With a small foil like this, you should rather give these deep pumps. You should use the entire mast. Of course, the pumps must be quick if you want to generate that speed, but you have to use the entire pump and really be sloppy with your legs to be able to generate speed with a small foil. But anyway, I didn't know it back then. And yeah, it was just, again, this is not how you do it. We can write it down. Don't press with your front leg. This is not how you pump. Don't press with front leg. Again, learn how to glide, learn how to generate height, and then learn how to generate speed. And you don't generate speed by pressing on your front foot. You generate speed by leaning on your back leg on the descent when the board is pitching down or it's kind of flat. And yeah, again, too much pitch. I was pitching the board too much. So we can say this as well. Like board flat. All right. What else? I think that pretty much all the videos with this set are pretty much the same at the end of the day. But let's see, because this is my best session. Anyway, fail, not bad. nice best session leg. I think that this is like the full session, right? Yes. Yeah, so this was my best session. Imagine that. Again, probably nothing to see right here. Not bad. Let's see. Let's see how bad this is actually. Yeah, look, I was pressing so much on this front foot because I thought that this way I would generate speed, but as you can see, not really. I wasn't generating any. Maybe I was keeping the height on the mats, but I wasn't able to generate speed because I was pitching the board too much. It was the wrong timing and the wrong weight shift. I wasn't shifting my weight properly. Yeah, this is pretty much everybody when we all start this way. We all start like this. Whenever we try to pump without first learning how to glide and generate height, we pump like this. So we're just trying to keep going, but without actually using an efficient technique. Boom, boom. There are so many things wrong. Yeah, pretty much what we wrote, right? I'm pressing on the board with the front foot, as you can see. Yeah, the board is not flat at all, and I'm pressing on the wrong moment. I'm pressing, as you can see, when the board is pointing up. So this is the wrong timing. So we can actually write it down. Timing. This is so important. What else? What else? Let me see. We already got a bunch of things for you to implement. Yeah, also probably the feet placement was wrong. My feet were probably too apart. But anyway, this also depends actually on the board and on the foil. So that's that. And then I actually broke this. I went to Cyprus. I started with the Naish. I destroyed the fuselage. And let me see, first session ladder, best session. Yeah, this is probably the best launch I've ever did with that foil. Probably 1 or 2 sessions before my fuselage exploded. Best launch. Let's see. As you can see, I was using my ladder because I couldn't find a proper dock in 40 kilometers of coast. So I had to buy this ladder, which is this shape, this scaffold shape. By the way, this is a very clever solution if you cannot really find a dock or if you want kind of a portable dock. But of course, you have to put some wooden boards on top. So it's not really super easy to transport. I mean, if you have a big car, why not? But I had my scooter, so it was not like super convenient. Anyway, let's see. Because finally, thanks God, I understood how to dock start properly. So yeah, this is probably not the best video to learn how to pump, this clip, I mean. But as you can see, my dock start was kind of sharp. So I'm doing these 2 steps on the dock. I'm leaning on the board, so when I do the first step, I move my hands from the edges to the pad. I'm leaning on the board so that I can start generating lift. And then I'm jumping on the board. I'm stepping on the board because I first place my back foot and then my front foot. And only then I remove my hands. So this is kind of a sharp dock start, I would say. And by the way, I really believe that this way of learning pump foiling, it's super safe, especially if you follow the steps. If you follow the steps and you have the right foil, there is no way that you can injure yourself if you use this technique. Because listen, if you just let the board glide and you jump on it, it's likely that you're gonna fall backwards. And if you fall backwards, you risk to hit your head on the dock. That's very dangerous. And you also risk that you're gonna actually stall and fall on the foil. And that's exactly what I did when I injured myself when beach starting. I was just on the foil without lift, without speed, and I just fell on the foil as it stalled. Anyway, if you use this dock start technique, worst case scenario, you slip on the dock and you don't even go on the board. Or maybe you sink the board right away. That's pretty common, but that's all. Or maybe you fall here because maybe you jump too much and you fall like on the side. But that's very unlikely that you you fall on top of the foil or behind the board. It's very unlikely because again, you have your hands there. So you're kind of using the board as a shield between you and your foil. Anyway, Let's go ahead. Okay, here I kind of understood that I had to give quicker pumps if I really wanted to generate speed, but as you can see from this video, I didn't really reach the cruising speed. Otherwise, I would be way more efficient. Yeah, my pumps were not deep enough. Again, with small foils like this one, you really have to give, sorry, I'm not gonna cut this video. You really have to give deep pumps. Oh, by the way, I'm not sure how many people are still watching this video, but I don't care. I don't care about how many people will actually, I mean, I care, not because of the views, but because I know for a fact that this is probably one of the, again, as I said at the beginning, one of the most useful videos on pumpfoil that you will ever watch. The delivery is not probably the most engaging, but it's super useful because it's useful. Again, you see, I was trying to go on without the right speed, so you were burning a ton of energy. So we can write it down actually. We need the right speed, because if we don't reach the right cruising speed, how the hell can we actually pump? We cannot. And then I also try to, yeah, I try to turn, and then of course I fall. Anyway, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what I did in more than 1 year. Imagine that, super inefficient. That's, by the way, that's exactly what happens when you start with the wrong gear. So let's write it down. I don't have much space anymore. Let me see if I can, yeah, if I write it here, it's not like super beautiful, but 9 gear. Beautiful writing, I know. So we need the right gear. That's super important, especially at the beginning. Then, yeah, wavy sessions, these sessions with the, yeah, let's not talk about this. This was nice, and then I got the Axis 1310 because again my fuselage exploded. So after 1 month, I was able to go to France, and there I found this Axis 1310, and with that I actually learned how to pump. Perhaps with the Niche I learned how to dock start, but I didn't know shit about pumping, and with the Axis 1310 I actually understood how to pump properly. And of course I started in Cyprus. First session, let's see the first session, what I did with the 1310, with a proper foil on the first session. And let's speak like, okay, let's take the first trial of the first session, and let's see what happened. By the way, I'm impressed because as you can see, I recorded every single session. And after the session, I was cutting out all the clips from all the launches. This was great, super time demanding. Anyway, sharp dock start. Was trying to generate speed, but I didn't know that this is not how you generate speed with a big foil either. I mean, you don't really have to generate speed, you just have to trust the lift. And that's probably another thing that we could add on our whiteboard, but let's watch other videos first. Let's watch good. Let's see what I mean with good. Okay, so I was going with the current instead of against the current, which is not probably the best solution, because if you're going against the current, it means that you need less speed, you need to generate less speed on the dock, because you have to understand that if the water is moving against you, you need less speed to take off. That's why also planes, if you ever had a look at an airport, you will notice that sometimes they're even changing the side where planes are landing and taking off. This is because of the wind. For example, here in Cyprus, we always have a wind from the same direction, basically, and planes are always landing with headwind and taking off with headwind, because it's easier for planes to take off if they have a headwind, because they need less speed on ground to take off, so less space. Well, I'm impressed of myself. I'm a physician. Anyway. Yeah, again, the 1310 is kind of an easy foil, so even if you're doing things wrong, somehow you can go on. And again, here I was mainly going on because of the current and not really because of my pumping technique, of course, because it was so bad. But let's see the best launch of this session, because I'm curious actually. I don't remember. Okay, somehow I was able to gain a tiny bit of speed and to go with the current. So again, I wasn't really pumping, I was just going with the current. And for the first time in my entire life, I was able to get high on the mast. Again, it's probably mainly because of the current that helped me, that pushed me a bit, but for the first time I was able to pump. And here it clicked. Okay, I need to stay high on the mast, and I need to not pitch the board too much up and down. I probably fell after a few meters, but that's super important. So 10 high on the mast. And I would say, yeah, board flat. That's that. Okay, let's try to make a jump. And let's try to see if we can do something. Because listen, by the way, in 5 sessions, as you can see here from the screen, with the right gear, I was able to actually come back to the dock. I did it, it means that I came back to the dock. But we actually saw this video already at the beginning of this video, because that's the post that's the clip that I posted on Instagram, like my first second post. Then what else? Session, rock, choppy. Yeah, this session was actually kind of good because I had this drone, and from these clips you can really see like the dock start. Yeah, you can see the dock start a bit better. By the way, beautiful waves in winter in Cyprus, to foil, not to surf. I didn't want to edit this video, but my SD card is full, so I had to remove it to change it. So yeah, there's gonna be a cut in this video. No way. Anyway, the thing here is that I'm moving my arms way too much. And again, I'm not extending my legs. By the way, did we write in the whiteboard that we don't have to wave our arms too much, we have to swing them. So, arm swing, not waving. That's another very important thing. That's that, and of course I didn't know how to turn, because that's another thing. To turn, we actually have to give quick pumps, quick gentle pumps when turning. This is important. If you don't learn how to pump foil with this video, after this video, I don't know. What can I do? By the way, if you need some help, I would love to make a session with you. So you can just reach out to me on Instagram or via email. They're both in the description, and we can arrange a session together. Because listen, this is like the maximum level of effort that I can do to help you out online. More than this is just real life. So if you feel like you need help one-on-one, I would love to help you out. If you're from Italy, France, Switzerland, Poland, Czechia, I don't know, Sweden, I don't know, Sweden is a bit far, but if you're in Europe, I would love to come to you or to meet somewhere and to help you out as much as you can, as much as I can. So let's go ahead. Okay, it's kind of boring with the axis, so let's try to find something better. First, I also would like to allow myself to judge somebody, because by the way, if you need help, you can also send me your recording on Instagram, and I will analyze them, and just like I did in this video, and I will help you out as much as I can. That's very useful in my opinion, and that's, by the way, what we're doing in the community. Sometimes the guys are sending their recordings, and we are helping them as much as we can. For example, this is from Cedric. I'm not judging anybody, I just really want to help generally. And he also became way better right now, but he's doing a ton of steps. He's keeping your hands on the board, but perhaps these are too many steps for his foil. But very good that he actually only detached his front hand after he was stable and with a nice fit placement. And after he glides a little bit, he hops. Why he is not really going far? Again, because comes with it all comes down with what we wrote actually. He wasn't sloppy, so he didn't actually allow the board to rise underneath your feet, even though he was actually hopping, and he was probably pressing a bit with the front foot. Yeah, and with the wrong timing actually, and he didn't generate speed right away. That's that. The gear was right, so that's pretty much what I would change in this technique in this video. And this is another video from Francois. Let me see if I can turn it because it's upside down. Right. Okay. Anyway, you're gonna see it like this because this video is unprofessional. I like it this way. I don't care. Super sharp Evans drop start. But yeah, it talks down to, it all comes down to timing, speed, and weight. Because here, he was hopping, perhaps he was even gaining a bit of height, but he wasn't really shifting his weight properly, so he couldn't generate that speed. That's that. This video is gonna be super, 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 super long. But I also believe that it's going to be super, super, super valuable. Once again, if you want help, you can simply send me your recordings. Or if you want direct help, you can simply reach out to me and we will organize sessions together. And if you like this video, I don't know why you should. I mean, again, it's useful in my opinion. You can just send me your recordings. You can write a comment like, please make more of these kind of videos. Because I actually enjoy recording these videos, and it's actually also fast for me, faster than going out for a session. And so yeah, I can make, if you send me the recordings, I can make more videos like this, where instead of analyzing my recordings, I analyze your recordings. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate your time, a lot of time, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.